What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Like I say in every video, if you guys like this, please comment, subscribe. I think I mentioned in one of the other videos that like 88% of my views are from people who aren't subscribed. Guys, please, it's free, costs you nothing. Appreciate if you subscribe. Anyways, today's video, we're talking about the Vmax here. So I was on Facebook the other day and I actually had a guy message me and say, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but message me, says, hey, I know your Vmax and I know the backstory on it. I know some history on this thing. And I went, okay, well, what do you got? So, how do I start this story here? I haven't thought in my head how to organize this story, so this video might be a little jumbled, but this sled was listed for sale. The night I saw it, I saw the ad. It was like half an hour old or something. I saw when it had just been posted on Facebook, and I messaged the lady that was selling it, and I was having a hard time getting a hold of her. Like, she would read my messages and sometimes respond, sometimes wouldn't respond, and I was assuming it's probably because she was getting a million messages for this thing. It was listed at a pretty cheap price. So the story goes, this guy that had messaged me saying he had information on this, I guess he had went to look at this machine. He drove from like an hour and a half away too. He went to look at this machine the night it was posted. So the night it was posted, I was trying to go look at it, and the lady didn't want me to go that night. She wanted me to go the next morning. And I should start this off by saying, I'm not sure if what this guy is saying is true or not, but a lot of what he's saying makes sense. I don't really have any reason to not believe him, and you'll see in a minute when I get into the story. I think this is legit. Anyways, so he went to this lady's house, checked the sled out. One thing that made it seem like he knew what he was talking about was, if you guys remember, this thing had a broken gas filler neck on it. He'd mentioned that he went and looked at the sled, needed a little bit of work, and I guess he wanted to try and start it or something. And the lady didn't want him to start it. And she showed him that, hey, look, there's no gas in it. And opened up the cap, and I guess she slammed it shut and broke the tank right in front of him. So the tank wasn't broken for a long time. Like, it literally, the lady broke it the night before I got there when she was showing it to this guy. And he had also mentioned that there was a matching Yamaha suit, complete suit and helmet to go with it, which I didn't get. There was a Yamaha cover, and he asked if I had got it, and I said, yeah, I got a Yamaha cover, like a dealership cover for it, like a fitted cover. He said, no, there was like a Yamaha Vmax cover that was with this sled, and I did not get that. He said there was clutch parts that went with it, which is funny that he mentioned that, because when I pulled the primary apart, it did have that one weight that was changed. It looked like an aftermarket weight, and I noticed that well, at that point I said, hey, someone's been in the clutching. So it's funny he mentioned that it came with clutch parts. It's kind of adding up. So anyways, I guess he had offered this lady $1,000 for this sled, which is less than what she was asking. The story is the guy who owned it actually passed away. The daughter had posted the ad. She's the one that was answering the messages on Facebook. That's who I was messaging. And the mother was also there because she's the one that has to sign the ownership if it gets sold, because she's the executor of her husband's estate, something like that. So she's the one that has to make the call. Anyways, long story short, the daughter and the mother were there. I guess he had offered them $1,000 for this sled, knowing the damage and after she broke the tank, whatever. And the mother said, yeah, she'll take $1,000. I guess at that point, the daughter had showed the mother the phone. I guess probably because she was getting a bunch of messages for it, and probably because I was messaging her, offering her more than she was asking. And now this guy had offered her less, even less than what she was asking. So my offer was much higher. So I guess they came back and said, well, we don't want to take $1,000. We're getting lots of offers for it. We'll take $1,300. And I guess the guy said, sure, he'll do $1,300. So he had, they agreed on $1,300. The sled was in the back of the garage. It's funny he knew that because that's where it was. Like I said, a lot of what he's saying adds up. It was in the very back of the garage. And I guess they agreed on $13,000. He went out to his truck to get the sled. Or sorry, he went out to his truck to back it up to the garage. And at that point, I guess they like locked up the garage, went inside the house, never answered the guy again. So he was knocking on the door, nothing, wouldn't answer him. And at this point, I guess he said he had already sent them an e-transfer, like a down payment for this thing to hold it for him. He had went back the next day and no one answered the door. It was like it was the wrong house or something. Like someone answered the door that wasn't the two ladies that were there the night before. So I guess I showed up the next day, and it's funny, when I showed up the next day, another guy even showed up when I was there to buy it, and it wasn't this guy that was there the night before. So I think they were trying to sort of play a bidding war game and see who bids the highest. And yeah, man. And the reason why they never mentioned that suit, that helmet, the cover to me is because this guy was saying when he was there the night before to buy it, he was talking to him a bit, and the guy who used to own it, who passed away, his brother has an identical one, I guess. Same thing, 1990 Vmax 540. So I'm assuming maybe they wanted to keep the stuff for him. I don't know. But anyways, I just figured I'd tell you guys that backstory. Pretty crazy. It's unfortunate they did that kind of stuff to this guy, and I don't know if he's got his money back or not. Like I said, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus because I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of things are adding up, and you know, I kind of think it's true. But yeah, crazy backstory. Oh, the biggest part of all of this, I can't believe I forgot it. Like I said, I didn't plan this video out, so I wasn't figuring out how I was going to mention this story. So you guys know I took it out for the first ride and it blew up in about 1 kilometer. I went, damn. And I even mentioned it, like, I feel like it was already hurt before, and maybe me taking it for a ride was just finished it off, and maybe that's why it's been sitting for all these years with no mileage. Yeah, the guy confirmed that. I guess he talked to them, and they mentioned that the engine has a seal that's gone, and that's why it was put away 20 years ago. So, or it was, sorry, that they knew about that damage like 20 years ago, and it hasn't been ridden since. So I guess that kind of explains a little bit of what happened to me. Anyways, I wish they would have mentioned it to me, and it sucks that they didn't tell me, because it wouldn't have changed me buying the sled or not. I would have still bought it regardless. I don't care. I just would have pulled the motor out, split it to the crank, and redid the whole thing, and I wouldn't even attempted to drive it, because now I've damaged it, I've hurt it, I probably need extra stuff that I wouldn't have needed. Maybe I messed the cases up, the cylinder out, I don't know. I haven't pulled it apart yet. Yeah, sucks they didn't tell me, because I still would have bought it. But, oh well, is what it is. I didn't want to pull the motor out because it was original untouched. I wanted to leave it like that. If I don't have to split the motor and I can leave it with the bolts untouched, that's what I want. And that's what I was, that was my plan. But anyways, that's it, guys. That's the story on that. I figured you guys like to hear this backstory. I thought it was pretty nuts. But anyway, stay tuned for more. Like I said, there won't be more on this season. Honestly, I'm not going to get to it. The season's kind of winding down already. We're losing the base here, and I'm trying to get that T-Cat out for some radar runs before the end of the year, because I know you guys want to see that. So anyways, stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks, appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And as always, guys, like, I'm super open for suggestions. If you guys have ideas, stuff you want to see on the channel, it doesn't matter, whatever. You guys got ideas of what you want to see, leave it in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. If there's something that's feasible and I think I can get it done, I'll do videos, whatever you guys want. So yeah, anyways, see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching this long if you did, and have a good night, whatever. Take care, comb your hair, eat some spaghetti for dinner, whatever you guys do, and I don't know, have a good night. Hey, subscribe to the channel.